If Chelsea do win the league, I'll dye the Barnet blue. Hello friends, it's me, Aaron Kelly. I'm back, and so's my hat. And guess what else is back? The dogs are barking, but so's the Premier League. The Premier League's back. This weekend, the 2021-22 season is upon us. And it's that time of year again, lads, where we make our shocking predictions. But before we do, please do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers as soon as possible. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also hit the notification bell so you're notified about every single time I upload. Now let's get into my Premier League predictions for 2021-22. Starting off then with the bottom of the table, we're going to go through this nice and quickly if we can at all. The relegation zone, 20th then I've gone for Arsenal. Imagine. No. No. I've gone for Norwich for 20th. 19th then I've gone for another promoted side to the Premier League this season in Watford. And then in 18th then, finishing off the relegation zone, I've gone for Southampton. Now, what is my thinking behind this relegation zone? Norwich are the classic yo-yo club. They come up, they come down, they go up, they go down, and nobody can tell the difference whether they're here or not. No disrespect to Norwich or their fans, but, you know, it's just the way it is. They went out of the Premier League with a bit of a whimper last time, and can't say, looking at their squad, I can see much different happening this time around. As for Watford, I also think they're going to have a real battle on their hands to stay in the division this time around. They've got a lot of experience, the class act that is the cycling GK Ben Foster in goal. They've got some class in the likes of Ismail Assar. They've had a few experienced heads in the likes of Danny Rose, Josh King coming in during the transfer window, but if they are to survive Watford, it's going to be a real battle. As for Southampton, they're just kind of falling apart in this transfer window currently at the minute. Obviously Danny Ings has left, Vestergaard looks like he's on his way to Leicester, Ryan Bertrand's already gone to Leicester City, Ward-Prowse has been linked with joining Danny Ings at Aston Villa, and I just do think that this could be the year that Southampton go. Hasenhüttl's a class coach and he's got them out of tough situations before, but I don't think they're going to do it this time round. Moving up the table then into 17th, I have gone for the third and final newly promoted side, surviving by the skin of their teeth. I've gone for Brentford. 16th I've gone for Brighton. 15th Burnley, and 14th I have gone for Newcastle United. I'm going to be honest with you here, I don't know too much about Brentford. I've seen a little bit of them playing towards the end of last season, but they do strike me as a bit of a Leeds United, as they can be quite unpredictable. They're exciting to watch. They've got a few really good players. If Ivan Toney can really hit the ground running in the Premier League, I think it'll be a massive asset to Brentford, especially, like, you know how important it is to get goals. It sounds obvious, I don't want to sound like Michael Owen. To have that centre forward who can get you 10, 15, possibly even 20 Premier League goals would be absolutely massive, and if Toney can hit the ground running, it's going to be huge for Brentford. Something that I do think Southampton, Watford and Norwich are lacking. Southampton had that in Danny Ings, and if Danny Ings was still at Southampton, I might have them surviving the drop. I do think that's also a problem that Brighton could have. There's still a bit of time obviously left in the transfer window. They could bring in a centre forward. If they don't, I think they're going to really struggle. Brighton, they play a really nice style of football, but again, just struggle to put the ball in the back of the net. Mopai and Welbeck dug them out of tough situations at times last season, but I do think they need to buy that centre forward. Burnley just seem like an old reliable. Sean Dyche needs to be backed. Will the new owners back him? Who knows? Surely at this point, there's only so many more miracles that Sean Dyche can pull out of the hat. We've said that so many times. They've got a solid foundation though at the back. You know, they've got a very solid back line. I think that's what could save them. As for Newcastle, I know I have them up in 14th, but I don't think it's going to be an easy season for them at all. Like, they spent the whole season struggling and still somehow managed to finish 12th. So I think Newcastle will still struggle, but I do think they'll pull it out of the bag and finish in the position that I have given them. Let's finish off the bottom half then, shall we? 13th, I have gone for Crystal Palace. 12th, I'm going to go for Wolves. And 11th, I am going to give to Everton, finishing in the bottom half of the table. As for Palace, I think it's going to be a real season of transition for them. Patrick Vieira, I think, is actually quite a gamble bringing in a manager as inexperienced as him. They'll be hoping it doesn't end up like De Boer, where they lost their first 7 games when he was in charge. Didn't score a goal in that time and he was sacked after 7 games. Something like that could happen. They've lost a lot of experienced heads, but they've also made some very decent signings as well. Wolves, it's a new era for them as well, really, isn't it? Post Nuno. But again, like Palace, I think there will be times where Wolves are really struggling this season. They struggled a lot last season. Raul Jimenez coming back in is going to be a massive plus for them. They still have lots of quality, and I think they'll be well clear of any sort of trouble. And then 11th, I've gone for Everton. And remember at the start of last season where Everton thought they were going to have a title charge when they were like top at like September or something like that? I don't think they're going to have as good a start this time around. I think Ancelotti leaving is a big downer for them. They still have a world-class coach in Rafa Benitez. And they've made some good signings in the likes of Demarai Gray. Andros Townsend will be good for providing the width, but I just think it's going to be quite an underwhelming season overall for Everton, I'm afraid. Let's go from 10th to 7th then. 10th I've gone for Leeds United. Now, Leeds are such a great addition to the Premier League. Fast-flowed, attacking football, some great players. They work so well as a unit. Top coach in Marcelo Bielsa. I really enjoyed watching Leeds last season. Yes, they were on the end of the odd thumping, but you know what? They're exciting, they're bright, they're lively, they add so much to the league, and I think they're going to get another top 10 finish, personally. We question if their high-tempo, pressing style of play, would they be able to keep that up for the length of a full season in the top flight of English football? Well, they absolutely were. They were terrific Leeds. 9th then, I'm going to go for Aston Villa. Obviously, Aston Villa are a brilliant side. Starting now a new era for them, really. It's the post-Jack Grealish era, and it'll be interesting to see how they cope with it. They've made some unbelievable signings, to be fair, this summer. Danny Ings, who I've already mentioned, Buendia, Leon Bailey. The recruitment has been absolutely top class at Villa. I'm saying 9th, but I actually really wouldn't be surprised if they finished higher. That's me being fully honest here. 8th, I've gone for West Ham United, a team that really performed out of their skin last season, and for large periods looked like they were really going to be challenging for the Champions League places. Ultimately fell off at the end, but they have some unbelievable players. I do think there's going to be a bit of a drop off from them this season. However, they've still got a lot of quality and can still beat any team in the league on their day. 7th place then, I have gone for Arsenal. This is the lowest I think I've ever predicted Arsenal to finish. The last 2 or 3 seasons, they've really let me down in terms of my predictions. I've said they'll be up there challenging for the top 4, but I just don't see it, lads. I just don't see it. I do reckon Ben White is a good signing from Arteta. I think it's an assured centre-back that might be able to calm things down. But overall, Arsenal just need more. And obviously, there's still time for them to get more in this transfer window. But Arsenal still have quality, and they can still, on their day, beat anyone. But their day doesn't come around too often, unfortunately, anymore. 6th place then, I have gone for Tottenham. I think again quite a low finish for Tottenham in my books. I think again similar to Aston Villa with Jack Grealish, they're going through a bit of a transition now. Harry Kane, is he going to stay? Is he going to leave? It's looking increasingly likely that he's going to leave. New manager in Nuno did an unbelievable job at Wolves, but obviously the Nuno regime kind of ran out of steam at Wolves, and this is a really good opportunity, a new opportunity for him. I think they've done well ish in the transfer window. Bryan Hill, I've been very impressed with him. I watched a bit of him during the Olympics. Looks a very decent player indeed. Obviously they've brought in Romero as well, the centre back, to replace Alderweireld. There's links that they could be going after Lautaro Martinez as well if Harry Kane leaves. For Spurs, I said the exact same thing last season. They need to win a trophy, and they need to get that monkey off their back, and they have the best opportunity they're ever going to have, really, especially in a European competition in the Conference League. And if they don't win that, Spurs are never going to win anything, lads. I'm sorry. 5th, I've gone for Leicester. Obviously a side that in the last 2 seasons has thrown away a really big opportunity of playing Champions League football. The one worry I have for them, obviously Wesley Fofana picked up a bad injury in pre-season. Johnny Evans is still yet to come back from injury as well, but they obviously beat Man City in the Community Shield, although it was pretty much a second string of Man City players. But I think Leicester are firmly a top 6 team now, and I do think they're going to finish 5th, just outside the Champions League places. Here we go then, on to the top 4. I am going to go 4th for Manchester United. Obviously Man United finished 2nd last season. It's a massive season for Ollie. I think he needs to win a trophy more than anything else. The signings of Sancho and Varane, I think there's absolutely no reason why Manchester United can't challenge for the title, and you'll see with my picks for the top 4. I think you're looking at Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United. I think all 4 of them can and should be challenging for the Premier League title this season. They all have title potential winning squads. Lots and lots of quality in all 4 of the teams, and I think Sancho and Varane particularly massively help United's chances. Varane is a signing United have needed for years, and Sancho, as I said in my video when he did sign, is a massive statement signing. And I've put Man United in 4th, but they can easily win the title, and that's what I think is so exciting going into this new season, is that any one of these top 4 teams, I think, have massive potential to win it. 3rd then, I am going to put the champions from 2019-20, Liverpool. Obviously finished 3rd last season on the final day. Had a massively rocky season, especially when it comes to like the midway point of the season, but they have a lot of returning players coming back from injury. Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, Oxlade-Chamberlain, a lot of these players will feel like new signings for Liverpool. It sounds cliche enough, but that'll be the case. And Liverpool's squad has the potential to win the league. Like 100%, you can't deny that. You could argue maybe they could have been more active in the transfer window. Obviously, they've let Gini Wijnaldum go and not replaced him as of yet, which is still quite baffling to me. But there is still so much quality in that Liverpool team, and if they can get their mojo back, not to sound like Austin Powers, from the 2019-20 season, I think Liverpool could easily win the league this year. Like, there's huge potential there. So as you can see, I have put the top two as Manchester City and Chelsea, and the reason I've done that is because I think these two sides just have far better depth than Liverpool and Manchester United. I think when the going gets tough midway through the season and you're playing twice a week, and you know the festive period comes around and you're playing every couple of days, squad depth and rotation is going to be absolutely key, which is what I think separates Man City and Chelsea from Liverpool and Manchester United. But the question is, who do I think is going to win the league? Second, I am going to go for Chelsea, and first I'm going to go for Manchester City to retain their title. And yes, I think Manchester City will be very focused on the Champions League, obviously not winning the final last season, but bringing in Jack Grealish, huge potential. I think Manchester City could be well clear if they manage to sign Harry Kane, because I think that is just the final piece in the jigsaw they need, not only to retain the title, but to win the Champions League. As for Chelsea, I think we've actually added the final bit to our puzzle, bringing in Romelu Lukaku, a massive striker, not only in physical stature, but one of the deadliest finishers in world football. And I think that is the one thing Chelsea were really missing. I've put Chelsea second and City first. I couldn't decide who I was going to put where, and in the end I've gone for Man City. If Chelsea do win the league, I will dye my hair the colour of Chelsea. I will dye my hair blue if Chelsea win the league, lads, because that would be a massive moment on the channel. Obviously the Champions League was huge last season. If they manage to win the league, I'll dye the Barnet blue. There you go. There's your bet. Now clip that and fucking post it on Twitter in May if Chelsea win the league. So lads, those are my predictions. I would love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Who's gonna get top scorer, all that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you later. I've been trying to